Okay, let's start with today class. Today's agenda mainly we are going to integrate the Docker with Jenkins. So previously we have already discussed about the Jenkins pipeline and different type of jobs, and then integrated Git and Maven with Jenkins. So today we are going to discuss Docker with Jenkins, then SonarQube integration with Jenkins, then Tomcat integration with the Jenkins. So all these three individually we are going to integrate and then pipeline examples. We are not going to use much freestyle. Mainly we are going to focus on pipeline jobs. Okay. So all of these videos are already uploaded. You can go through the playlist AWS DevOps. Here I am going to upload. Jenkins also I am uploading. So if you have any doubts in between, you can go through the videos. So better for understanding. Okay. Now let's continue. Now I have my Jenkins server is ready. So Jenkins is running, and then this is for agent. I'm going to use Docker instance. Cd. Okay, fine. Let's see. Now we'll start with the class. So we have already discussed about how Docker will work, and we are going to install the Docker plugins. Then the architecture we have discussed. Now let's start with the real time. We are going to write a pipeline for this. For before going to write a pipeline, we should be ready with the prerequisites. One is Docker should be installed where exactly the job is running. If you are running your job into same master server, then in the master we have to install the Docker. But I am using a different server for the job triggering. So it's going to trigger the job. The trigger will be controller, that is a Jenkins master server, and in the node server it's going to run the job. So these prerequisite we have to complete. So I have already installed Docker in my agent server, and Jenkins is there in the controller. That is fine. Now let's start with the pipeline. So this is the pipeline we have to use. Before going to use the pipeline, let me create a node. So Jenkins launch agent via SSH. So yesterday we have discussed about the node creation with a different method. I am going to use another node. I will create now node. Here we have to master slave is very important. That's why I'm explaining every class. Whenever we are going to create a new agent. So this one I have created by using the method launch agent by connecting to the controller. Instead of that, we are going to use SH mode. So click on node, new node, provide the node name Jenkins hyphen Docker. Will give permanent agent. Then we have to provide the remote root directory. So for the remote root directory, we have to set up. We have to create a dedicated user of in the agent server where we want to trigger the job. So I'm going to use this particular server. This is my agent server. Am I correct? Yeah. Okay. This is my agent server. Here I am going to run this particular command. User add first home Jenkins. So the home directory should be this one, and the username is Jenkins. Instead of Jenkins, I already Jenkins is there. So I am going to use a Jenkins 2. So I will use. So I am going to add the user here, and home directory of that one is home Jenkins. So currently I have a home Jenkins is there. It is the home directory which is already I have created another node. I am going to use another one now. Instead of this one I am going to use, sorry, I'll copy this. Sudo user add. We know these commands in the Linux class we have already discussed. Sudo user add -m -d and setting the home directory and setting the shell bin bash. Then Jenkins 2 is the username. I have created a user. If I can check etc pass. That's why these commands and all I have explained multiple times. These and all we are going to use regularly. Next, configure SH directory. So establish appropriate access configuration inside a new account home folder. So this particular home folder, we have to create it first. Sudo make directory. We have to run these commands. All together we can run it because it's going to work. So I'll run the commands and I will explain what exactly. So sudo make directory -p. So it's going to parent directory home inside the home Jenkins, then dot sh it's going to create. So instead of Jenkins, I have to provide Jenkins 2 because Jenkins.sh is already present. So I'm going to use a 2. Here also I'm going to use a 2. Next, this one. Whatever we have created, same we have to create. The name should be Jenkins 2 user and owner. So user I have created Jenkins 2. Same for everything I have updated and at the end 2. So it's going to create a directory that is a .sh and it's going to create a file called authorized key inside the .sh folder. Then it's going to provide the permissions 700. It means the owner having the read write executable permission and then 600 permission for this particular file authorized keys. Then it's going to change the owner of that particular file folder as a Jenkins and executed. Now if you check it, this particular folder where ls home Jenkins 2 .sh, see this one owner has changed, read write permission is there, everything is fine now. Now I'm going to generate and add the SH credentials. Authenticator mainly we are going to use SH is nothing but secure connection we are going to use. So we are going to connect from one server to another server. Then we are going to use the SH connection between the servers. For that one we have to generate a key pair. This one I am going to use Jenkins 2. So just click on enter. By default it will take. Now it is created. So Jenkins 2 agent key is created and if I open the particular files it will be present inside the folder. So copy the exact content inside the Jenkins agent key pub. So if you go to the cd home dot sh, sorry, Jenkins 2 dot sh, here if you see authorized keys is there. Actually this one command should be executed inside the .sh one. So I am going to remove rm-rf. This I will remove rm-rf, remove. Now I will go to cd home Jenkins 2 .sh. Here I am going to run the command, same command to generate the key. SH key, it will generate. Okay. Now if I see authorized keys, Jenkins 2 agent key, Jenkins agent key, pub. These files are there. Now we have to do copy the complete text content inside the Jenkins agent key pub. This one, cat. This one we have to copy to the copy and append it to the copy the exact text content inside this particular key and append it to the authorized keys. So this particular authorized keys currently what it is there, cat authorized keys. There is nothing is there inside that one. So what we can do, append we can do by using echo and then we have to copy this content, paste greater than symbol, then the file name, authorized keys, enter. Now if I check authorized keys, the content is there. Now it is ready. Now register private key. So we have to do the register private key in the Jenkins manage credentials. We have to go. We have to go here and go to manage credentials section where security credentials and add credentials. Here we have to use the again SH username with password. So the credentials we have already discussed, multiple usernames, password, GitHub app and all. Now SH username with private key. Click on it. We have to provide the ID. So ID we have to provide the name, whatever the name we want to give here. So I will give Jenkins 2 and description credential, anything we can give this one. Credential for Jenkins 2 node. Then username also Jenkins 2. You can see here input username as a Jenkins, and then we are going to provide under private key we have to click on the enter directly. So we have to enter complete key directly and click on add. We have to get the key from here. Here if you go cat Jenkins authorized key, so you are going to get the complete same. It will be like a fem file content. That one you have to copy inside the enter key directly private key. Now create. So Jenkins 2 is ready. Now we are going to here. So now go to manage Jenkins and nodes. There you have to create a particular node. So you can set the remote home directory. Here we have to provide the home slash Jenkins 2. So my home directory is this one, home Jenkins 2. Then label. So label, whatever the label you want to create, that one you can mention here. For example, I want to provide as a DevOps name. Previously I have given Linux, that's why I'm again here providing as the DevOps. In the real time, if the Linux servers we use Linux, Windows servers Windows, like that the group of nodes we call it label. Otherwise, if there is existing label, that one also we can use. Existing is Linux is there, but I don't want to use. I'm going to use the DevOps. Use this node as much as possible. Launch agent by controlling to the controller. So instead of this one, we can use launch agent via SH. Here we have to provide the host name. See here, input the target agent's remote network IP address. So that one how to get it? If you go to the remote, this is the one agent. Click on so run the command host name. This particular IP address we have to provide here. Next credentials. So Jenkins 2, this one. This is the credentials for Jenkins node I have given. So same I am going to use it. And next is host key verification strategy. If you go known host file, you can use it. Otherwise, you can use manually provided key verification strategy, or else you can use manually trusted key verification strategy. See here, host key verification strategy. Choose known host file or manually trusted key verification strategy. So, so if you use this one, it will ask for remote manual require manual verification of initial connection. That is not required. Just uncheck it. Now come down and save it. So now it is done. Which one I have created just now? It is Jenkins Docker, right? This agent is offline because Jenkins failed to log in. So click on launch agent. Go to nodes. This one is previously I have created. I think number of executors. So Jenkins Docker, click on it. Number of executors and take how many you want. Labels, username, then so authentication is failed. Matches key seen previously for this host. Connection will be allowed. Server rejected. One private key for Jenkins. So it is failing because there is already one node is present in the same server. Okay. So now Jenkins SSH is ready. So let's use this one because it is not connecting. One is already connected. That's why it is not connecting. Let's see. I'll disconnected this one and I'll go to here and launch agent. See, yesterday it was working. Again, it is failing now. Sometimes even everything is working fine, it will fail. So we have to check it. What exactly happened? The issue. So that maybe the names not matching. Where Jenkins home directory to Jenkins to. Okay, fine. Let's use the existing one which I have created. Same method where we have to follow and we have to create a agent. Now this agent is there, so you can use the Jenkins agent. So how we are going to make it? So I have created the agent. This one for now I will stop. Okay. So now let's create a new project, new job. So with the Jenkins and Docker integration. Yesterday I already created another one I will create and I will show you Jenkins Docker demo. So we have to use the pipeline. In the real time, mainly we use a pipeline instead of the freestyle jobs. That's why I'm using pipeline here as well. And a pipeline script. I'm taking the script from here only, not inside the source code management repository. And I have stored the script inside the pipeline. Sorry, a script inside the GitHub repository where this is my application. This is the Docker file I have written and Jenkins file also I have written. So you can use the agent. I will explain what exactly we have to use here. So this one, the script, it is completely used. Label I have used as a Linux one. So let me check the label of my node. This is a node. Linux one is a label. So if you are using any other label, you have to provide that label name. Here I am using a name as a Linux one. So that one I have provided here agent label one. If you want to run the job in any server, whichever it is available, any node, then you can use as a agent any, and you can remove this one and go proceed. But here I am using agent, the particular label one, and then environments I have declared, that is a Docker repository, then Docker credentials, then stages it will start, checkout, first stage is checkout stage, and we can collect the code from here. You can go here, git, and provide the repository URL. Just click on this and provide repository URL. Then you can provide the branch, which branch you want to trigger it. Then credentials, whatever the credentials for your GitHub account. Generate the script, just copy and paste here. That is what I did. So development branch, I don't want to take the further development. I'm going to use for Maven. Sorry, main. So main branch, my training app, and I'm going to use this one. Git branch main, credential ID, everything. I'm going to use a new latest one. Previously I have used different. So we have multiple options. We can use the credential ID with the username and password. We can also use the credential like SH username and password. Next is build Docker image. So building Docker image, I have used Docker image equal to. So I am declaring this build the image from Docker file in the project root. So I have given Docker file dot here, and then it's going to tag it, assign a tag for that one with the Docker repository, then build number, build ID, then push to registry. It's going to push it to the Docker hub and it's going to connect with that. So for that one, we have to add the credentials for Docker hub. Let's see whether I have added or not. I will go here, credentials. See this one, Docker hub credentials. The same name should be present here as well. Docker hub credentials, the name. That's it. Apply, save, click on build now. So it is running. So when this kind of happening, you can open in the open blue ocean. So it will be showing a modern UI. Click on it. It will show see start. Checkout is done. Now it is building the Docker image. You can see the logs. The real-time logs will be fetching here. So it is taking time to build the Docker image. So it is building Docker image. Meanwhile, let's go to here. So same, I have provided the script. You can go through that. Whatever the credentials you want to provide, you have to replace the credential ID and all here and put as per yours. So still Docker build is running. Docker build is completed. You can see the stage. Docker build is done. Now pushing to Docker registry. So this one will take time because we have to provide the credentials. If it is correctly matching, then it will go proceed further and push into Docker registry. Same like how we are going to use the command Docker push command. So it is pushing. Docker push also done. Push to Docker registry. Then clean up local images. So this one why we do use, you can see here, it's going to remove by using the Docker RMI and this particular image. So if you go here, Docker images, it will be not present. But when we check the repository here, you can see that should be present here. 1 minute ago, you can see enterprise demo. The name of the Docker image, it is created and it is pushed as enterprise demo only. How it will take the repository name? You can go here and I will show you. Push to Docker registry. Configure. Here, if you see this one Docker RMI, it's going to delete the local images. Before that, it's going to push it to Docker Hub. So here I have provided Docker repo. So the account name, the username of my Docker Hub account, and the repository name. So whatever the repository you want to push image, that particular Docker Hub account, you can go here and you can find out your repositories and that particular repository path you have to provide. Where it is here. So I have multiple repositories like enterprise demo, first image, everything. So if I go and see, it is created and it is pushed. And you can see the tags here. Inside that one, tags will be there. So latest pushed, last push 2 minutes ago. This is the one. And last push is it's showing tech wonders. Last push is done by tech wonders and you can see the details here. If you done another one, it is going to trigger and it will generate the tag. So here we have the tags like latest and one. Okay, why it is created latest and one, let me explain that. This particular one I have given here as a build Docker image. First is Docker image going to build it with the Docker file and it's going to tag it Docker image tag equal to Docker build Docker repo. So repository name colon environment build number. So build number whatever it is there, it's going to trigger. So for now it is one. The build number it is the first one. That's why it is a created as Docker repository name. That is my training. Sorry, enterprise demo. Enterprise demo dot enterprise demo colon one is a image name and tag. It's going to create it. But while pushing, it's going to see here Docker image dot push latest. It's going to push as the latest and also environment dot build ID. The particular ID and latest both it's going to trigger it. It is building Docker build latest. It will build first. That's why it will be present this one as well and build ID as well. So both of the images it's going to pull it or push it. Now again I'll go back and I will trigger the build. So if I trigger the build, it will again push the image to here. Let's see the tags we can verify. As of now, this repository contains two tags. Build 2 is going on. Open Blue Ocean. That's why I have used this particular plugin while explaining about plugins. We can use and we can understand very well the stages it will display. So now clean up local images is done. Push to registry is done, because this one happened very quickly because it is already everything was there. But to install nothing was there new one. That's why it is completed very quick. Now if we check here, last push 4 minutes ago. If I refresh, last push less than a minute ago. And if you go to the tags, tag number 2. So last push is done by 1 minute ago. This is the one we can see here. If you search for 2, only 2 1 it will display. This is the one just now it is pushed. And here it won't show anything because we have builded a image, then it is tagged, then immediately pushed into Docker registry, then removed from local. That is what we have done with this particular pipeline. If you don't want to remove the local images, then you can remove that particular stage. But why we are using the local images remove? It's going to burden every time. Whenever it is going to trigger the job, it will be creating an image and your storage will be going full. That's why. That is how we can integrate Jenkins with Docker. Next is, in the today agenda we have already discussed what and all we have to proceed. Now SonarQube with Jenkins. Let me start with that. Before going through that, let's see what and all we have to know before know with the Docker and Jenkins. Best practices mainly. So use multi-stage Docker files to avoid shipping build tools. So this particular one, in the real time we have to use a multi-stage Docker file. What is a multi-stage Docker file? If you see here, Docker file, here we are using a from, only one from command, but in the real time we are going to use a multiple froms. That is called multi-stage Docker container. We are going to use a one for Tomcat and another one for Maven. We are going to declare from two base images, and using that multi-stage Docker files, it will reduce the size of the image. It will be more smaller and more secure. Tag images with a traceable identifier like build number plus git sha. So this one, the images we always should be tagged with a build number or any the particular hotfix with a GitHub. From the GitHub we are going to get the hotfix number. By using that one we can tag it, then it will be very recognizable. Never rely on latest alone for deployments. So latest we never use in the real time. We always should use any the particular tags. It can be build number, hotfix number, git sha, this kind of. Run containers as non-root user inside the Docker file. So the container we always should run as a non-root user instead of root user. We already discussed same in the Docker as well. Use use Docker of access tokens. Never your account password for any automated login. So here we have added, right, Docker of credentials. This one we should use Docker username and password. Yesterday we have generated a access token, right? Same here. The access token we have to use. We never use the password and username and password. We should use username with the access token. Regularly prune unused images or layers on the build agent. So we have to use a Docker image prune -f. So it means the unused image it's going to delete it. Docker prune. If you want to completely delete the unused like images, volumes, container, then you can directly use a Docker system prune. So it will delete the unused images, containers, volumes, everything. So this one is very good practices with the Docker. Common mistakes: forgetting to restart Jenkins after adding the Jenkins user to the Docker group. The single most common permission denied complaint in this module. So when you create a new user with the Jenkins, then you have to restart the Jenkins. Then only it will work. Sometimes it will work. Sometimes we are going to get the issue as permission denied. So maybe here also I face same issue. While I have created the Jenkins, I have to restart it. So if I do the restart Jenkins, whenever we do some configurations with the manage Jenkins, we always secure to restart Jenkins. Okay. Next is not cleaning old images or containers, eventually filling the agent's disk. So this is why we have added one stage as clean up the local images. So if you don't delete the local images, your memory is going to full. That's why we have to use the cleaning up the images regularly. Okay. Next is hard coding Docker Hub credentials as a plain text strings in the Jenkins file instead of using Jenkins credentials. So instead of using the Docker Hub credentials in the manage credentials section, if you use the credentials directly in the Jenkins file, then it's going to face the issue because you should not uh, disclose your credentials in the real time. I don't know why this issue coming. Server rejected for Jenkins authentication failed. Highly trusted key verification strategy. Okay, fine. Now troubleshooting. So troubleshooting part, like we are going to get the issues like permission denied. If that is for restarting, you have not restarted Jenkins, then you are going to get the issue as permission denied for the user. And then we are going to use a disk files up on the Jenkins agent server. That is the old images. So that's why we have to keep the last stage should be clean up the old images. And Docker command not found in the inside the pipeline. That means we have already seen if Docker is not installed in the agent, then you will get this kind of issue. So here I have installed Docker inside both the master and agent servers. Okay. That's it about Docker integration with Jenkins. These are the important questions. You can go through it. So it will be like even some of them I have not discussed, but it will be very helpful to understand and also to prepare the interviews. So in the today's module, we have mainly understood about like how to install Docker inside the Jenkins, and then plugin installation of Docker plugin, then agent creation by using SSH, and then Docker integration with the Jenkins. The next is SonarQube integration with Jenkins. So in this particular module, mainly we are going to discuss about how how to integrate SonarQube with Jenkins, and how to generating access authentication tokens, understanding quality gates. Uh, Understanding means we have already seen about what is quality gates and quality profiles in the SonarQube class. Today we are going to implement them with the Jenkins pipeline. So in the real time, mainly we are going to focus this one where before going to a production or before going to the deployment, we are going to check the security vulnerabilities and security hotspots. And if the gate is failed, the pipeline is going to stop and the pull request cannot be merged. So after the pull request, for example, you want to merge the from the particular like development branch to main branch, then it will be successful in the development, then only it will proceed further for the master main branch. If it is failing the any quality gates, then it's going to stop it before going to proceed further higher environments. So how architecture will work, you can see mvn sonar. This command we are going to use to uh, push the code to SonarQube repository, and the SonarQube server is going to take it, analyze the code, bugs, code smells, everything. It's going to validate it in the SonarQube repository. Quality gate evaluation. So it's going to, if the pass webhook, it's going to proceed to the Docker build stage. If it is fail, then it's going to abort the pipeline and notify the team. So for that one, what are the mandatory things we have to? First thing is install SonarQube scanner plugin inside the Jenkins. So let me install plugin. So manage Jenkins plugins Sonar. Sonar. So here we have multiple like Sonar quality gates, Sonar graph integration codes, code Sonar and all. But we have to install the SonarQube scanner only. Is not there. Sonar quality gates. Let's see the install one. Okay, it is already installed. That's why it is not showing. So you can SonarQube scanner for Jenkins. This plugin allows easy integration of SonarQube. I think we have discussed. We have installed this one in the plugins module. So it is ready. Now what we have to do? Configure Sonar server in Jenkins. We have to go to the SonarQube servers in the system. Go to manage Jenkins system. So whatever the configurations you have to do, you have to come here and you have to do search for the SonarQube servers. In the SonarQube servers, you have to register your SonarQube instance name, URL, and authentication token. So add SonarQube name and server URL. So let's see. I have already installed the SonarQube in my another instance. So I'm going to start my SonarQube server here. Start. So it is started. Let's connect to that server. Sudo su hyphen. Here I have SonarQube in the OPT. Hope you remember SonarQube. That's why we have discussed each and every basic tools. Here we have to integrate them. CD bin. Again here CD Linux. Here what we have to do? We have to change the user first. Sudo su hyphen sonar opt SonarQube Linux. You can see here dot slash sonar dot sh start. So if you check for the status, it will be running. So anybody, what is the default port number for SonarQube? We already discussed, right? Let me open the security groups. Maybe you can see here. You can understand which port is for SonarQube. You have enabled the port number for SonarQube as well, right? Philip?
9,000 more.
Yeah, 9000 is the port number we have to use for
Sonar.
SonarQube. So you can log in. Okay, it is not running. Again, why?
Mohan, this one will be changed, no? IP address will be changed.
Yeah, I changed it here.
Yeah, public IP address.
Instance running. SonarQube. This is the IP address. So SonarQube is running, but unable to connect. Why? Port is enabled. Everything is looks fine. Okay, this one it is not correct. So we have enabled only for my IP address at the time. So we have to go here 9000. I'll remove this and I will use
000.
00. So in the real time, you should not use 0. Make sure to use your IP address or whatever the IP you want to provide access. So now it is logged in. Log in with credentials. Okay, username and password not working. I don't know what exactly details I have given. So we go. Hmm, yeah, it is logged in. So if you don't know the credentials, then you have to update from the database. But we don't have much time to may focus on SonarQube. Let's continue. So now we have to update the details in SonarQube servers. So what we have to provide? We have to provide a URL authentication token. So SonarQube is a token mainly for your not for uh, username and password. We have to use a credentials as a authentication token. So we have to create them here. If you go, this one cancel everything. My account, security. So you can enter token name and generate it. Before going to that, let's complete the theory. So we have to provide the SonarQube servers and authentication token name URL details. Then you have to provide the authentication token instead of the password. So generated per user or per technical account, you can generate it and you can provide. Then quality gates is set of conditions. Example, zero new blocker issue, code coverage and new code. This kind of we have to set up that in the pipeline. Pipeline integration and failed build and quality gate failure. The critical enterprise pattern after triggering a scan, the pipeline calls wait for quality gate. This particular one we are going to call it inside the pipeline which passes execution until SonarQube's webhook reports the gate result, and if it is failed, stops the entire pipeline immediately before any packaging or deployment happens. So let's see in the real time. So we already install our Java and Docker, then the SonarQube in the different server. So now I am going to connect. So this and all are mandatory. We have to use a create a dedicated user for SonarQube. You can go through the SonarQube class and install the SonarQube with a separate user and start the SonarQube. Next is install SonarQube Scanner plugin. We have done. Now we have to provide the SonarQube server. Whatever the server, it should be with a 9000. we have to provide here the URL is till 9000 we have to provide. So SonarQube integration is very like confusion. Also, it will be difficult because we have to update all the configurations with a Jenkins as well as Maven. So the name we have to provide SonarQube, then URL should not be there. At the end, slash should not be there. And authentication token we have to provide here. Server authentication token, add it. We have to add from the global credentials. You can go here and select username with password. Click on next. Here you have to provide the username, admin, password. I'm going to generate it here. Enter a token name, Jenkins. Token type, project analysis token, global analysis token, user token. So anything you can select. If it is for project level, then project. Global analysis, then we can use global. If it is only for user level, you can use user. Copy and save here. ID, SonarQube credentials. Create. Here you can go. Manage Jenkins credentials. SonarQube advanced. Okay, it is not taking the automatically. Why? ID Sonar credential. This one it won't work. Once again. Okay, you can go here, global credentials, secret text you can use instead of credentials, and secret user token. Let me paste here if it is correct or not correct. Okay. Then ID sonar token description not required. Create. Yeah, now it is taking. Click on apply. Save. Now we have to add the SonarQube credentials. I'll use what I have used. Okay. Now we have to use the in SonarQube configuration webhooks. We have to add this particular URL. We have to add. So SonarQube account security administrators. Here webhooks you can go and create one webhook name. So name you can add anything whatever the name you want to provide, and you can use Jenkins, and URL we have to use like this Jenkins IP address and Sonar webhook at the end we have to use. So I'm going to copy my Jenkins URL slash SonarQube webhook slash. So slash at the end should be mandatory. Even we have used for the same for the GitHub webhook. So webhook is same. Now create it. Now using the Maven project, we can directly run this particular SonarQube quality gates. So I will go to here and I'm going to use the Jenkins Docker. Here I have used the build Docker image only, the build Docker image stage. With that one, I'm going to use a SonarQube analysis as well. So I'm going to explain how it's going to work. So stages, inside stage, after checkout, we have to run the quality gates. So stage quality gate steps timeout 5. Sorry, stage SonarQube analysis first with SonarQube env, SonarQube server, SH MBN sonar colon sonar. So it's going to run the command as a sonar colon sonar. Before that, we should know whether all working fine. I have to connect to my SonarQube server where it is root sonar MVN hyphen version. Okay. Now quality gates. We have to use the wait for quality gate abort pipeline. If it is wait time is 5 minutes it will wait. Then otherwise it's going to abort it. Let's see whether it will run or not, because I have used 3 different servers. What and all I have used? Jenkins in server 1, Docker and agent in server 2, and SonarQube in server 3. Let's see it will work or what it will happen. So build now. It is not triggering. So I'll delete my old builds. Okay, it is triggered, but it is failing. At which stage it is failing? Build Docker image skipped. Before that only it is failed. Where using git sh to set credentials, verifying host. No. Okay, here what I will do. So instead of agent, I will give agent any, apply, save. So it is failing. Git, using git sh to set credentials, git version. So instead of git credentials, I will use different one here, where GitHub SSH is key. Maven web application I have used. So I'm going to change it. Pipeline syntax, git, my training application I will use. Provide repository URL. Then we have to branch name, main, then credentials. I will use a credential for GitHub, generate script. Then I will add this one to pipeline. Apply, save, build now. Console output. So what exactly have happened? Docker file corrected. SonarQube installation defined in this job does not match any configured installed. Number of installation can be configured 1. Okay, so SonarQube is installed in different server. That's why it is facing issue. I will update same once again. So fix the mismatch. Okay, name. So this name is different one here. I'll go to manage Jenkins system, SonarQube installation. Name should be this one. Environment we are declaring here. That's why the name should be matching. Apply. Click on apply and save. Trigger the build. Again failed. So now it is running the Maven sonar, but it is failing MVN command not found. So it is running on which server we have to understand first. It is
We
running.
install Maven in
It,
that server, right?
yeah, it is running on the my Jenkins server. This is the one MVN hyphen version. It is installed, but still why it is showing. Docker file corrected. So I have not declared any node because I'm running in the main controller only, main the master server agent any it is taken. Okay, we have to use the tools. So Maven should be which one I am using here. Maven not here. We have to go to the tools. Maven I think 93 point something I have given. Same name we have to provide in the tools section. Yeah, SonarQube analysis is done. Now it is checking for the quality gates. So quality gate also success. Check if you're running. So it is going to check the quality gates whether it is running or not. Everything is done. Now it is building the Docker image. So if you check here, it should be send the project 22 days. Here you can see Maven web application 29 seconds ago. It is passed. Quality gate is passed and open issue, maintainability, duplications, nothing is there. That's why it is going to trigger the Maven, Docker build stage. So Docker build, as usual, it will take time. So that is how we are going to push the code to SonarQube. Mainly, you should configure here for the SonarQube. Three things you have to maintain. Let me explain that before it is completing. So first is you have to go to the system and you have to configure the SonarQube server installation. The details you have to provide. The name of your SonarQube, anything you can provide, but that should be mentioned in the pipeline as well. And then SonarQube server URL. Then the token it should be secret as a text. You have to add it. Then you have to provide the same. So Docker build is completed here. You can see few seconds ago it is completed. Docker build image, everything it is completed. Quality gate, SonarQube analysis, everything is done. If you go here, it will display the all the logs, what and all happened. So it's going to run the MVN clean package. This is the one, right, which we have executed. Yeah. So it is done, but we have to provide mainly access tokens. Then we have to create it. Then same details we have to provide there, and then plugins. Plugin we have to install and then we have to update them. So same project I'm going to explain in the freestyle as well for better understanding. Click on new sonar demo. Click on pipe instead of pipeline. I will use a freestyle. Click on OK. Here we have what we have to provide GitHub URL. So it can be any application. One second, which one I'm checking, which one is better. This one will work or not. Just I will push to SonarQube. That purpose I'm going to take this here. Then credentials. Here our repository is done. Now we have to use the section called build stage is, if required you can take it. If not, post build section. Here you can see SonarQube should be present. Where SonarQube analysis with Maven. Post build section is deprecated. Why? I'll add the build step first then. Here we have to use the top level Maven target. Maven 3.96 MVN clean package. Then post build section. SonarQube analysis with Maven. So I'll remove this. I'll add in the build stage itself. Build step. Execute SonarQube scanner. Jenkins need to know where SonarQube scanner is installed. So in the global tool configuration, so global tools we have not updated, only system configurations we have done. So now it's going to check for the tools as well for freestyle. Why it is taking time? SonarQube. So SonarQube scanner installation we have to add in the tools as well. Name Sonar. So we can use install automatically, or else we can use the particular version you want to. Like you can provide the path. So I'm directly using this one. Add SonarQube scanner and version. Let me check if the version is same which we are using. So we can't check from the command line. We have to check in the UI. This one. If you go somewhere, it should be present. Community build 26.6 like that. It will be there, but here is not available. That version I think only 8. Latest version is 8.1. Apply, save. Again, I have to provide Git credentials.
And at version upgrade times, it will fail, right? Something like
No, this one we it will use only with the Jenkins. It is not matching with the SonarQube where we have installed. It is
hmm,
installing inside the Jenkins itself.
okay,
So, for example, if you don't have your particular software in local, so you can directly use within the Jenkins as well. So no need
okay,
to install in the local. If it is installed already in the local, then you can use the same. Because same, right? We have executed MVN Sonar plugin, even if it is not there in the that Jenkins server. SonarQube is not installed.
okay, okay.
So in the build stage, you can use, or else directly you can add another build. Invoke top level Maven targets, MVN, Sonar, Sonar.
The number you're calling is temporarily out of. Well, for what are you're
So
calling
it
is
is failing. This could not find any version to build. So it is not working for the freestyle. Freestyle we rarely use, but understanding is better. That's why I'm showing. One second. So avoid second page. First thing is I will configure here. I will remove the top level Maven targets. This one. I'll run only for Maven. First, let's complete the Maven one. So Maven itself it is failing. Okay, this project is not for Maven one. Let's open. So this one I have used a multi-stage, so it will take time because inside that one again I have used a different folders. Maven web application sample Maven Java. So no need to give MVN here. Directly give the clean package, and then again we can add the build step, top level Maven targets, goal, sonar sonar. So now it is running. So SonarQube is unable to reach here. That's why it is failing. So maybe for the freestyle it will be difficult because it is in the different one and SH we have to use. Yeah, freestyle is not required. So that's why I'm explaining pipeline is enough. Mainly we have to declare and what and all configurations changes we have to do. That one we have to mention. And quality gate stage, it's going to like it is completed. We can see wait for quality gates update. Which one we have done? SonarQube Jenkins Docker demo, right? This. Which one we have used? Do you remember? CI/CD jobs, script app pipeline, Jenkins Docker. Okay, this one. So Sonar quality gates you can see here. It is passed on server side processing success. Everything it will be display here, and also in the stage of quality gates here it's going to display what exactly the quality gates, and it should be wait for SonarQube analysis to be complete, and it will be showing pending success on the server SonarQube first, then pending, then it will be success, then it will go to OK. After that, it's going to proceed for the next stage, that is building a Docker image. If it is pipeline aborted due to quality gate failure, then it will display as an error. Then it will display like this. So based upon the quality gates which we have provided, it's going to take it. So timeout, if it is like this, we are going to provide abort pipeline equal to true. If you want to set the any different quality gates, for example, I'll go here. So Maven web application open issues is one, right? So I'm going to change the quality gate as a different one now. Go back, configure. There it is. Here the quality gates I'm going to take, instead of timeout 5 minutes equal to true abort pipeline, I will use open issues. I will use for the open issues, if there is one reliability, one open issue, and maintainability, four open issues. For that one we can set it up. Okay, I think for issues we can't create, only for the waiting time and the bugs are there, it will create, but currently there is no bugs. That's why I'm unable to create. Let's say try once. So it's going to check for the open issues, whether the maximum number is allowed or not. If more than that one, then it's going to fail it. So we have to set the environment variable here. Let's see whether it will work or it's going to fail. Okay, it's failed here itself. Okay, the syntax. The end I have to remove. Pages, multiple pages, working. Okay, stage it is not working properly. Maybe something missing here. The stage quality gates. Okay, I think for different issues we can't make it. That's it for today. So let's complete the pending class whatever we have. If something is I can build it, I will discuss in the next tomorrow class. So when we are using the SonarQube, the main best practices we should always use the more than 4 GB RAM, which we have already discussed in the SonarQube class, because the SonarQube server itself very high quality and it will be heavy weight. That's why we have to use the more RAM for that. Use a scoped revocable token for Jenkins integration. Never use a admin password with a SonarQube, and configure the SonarQube Jenkins webhook. So wait for quality gate response instantly instead of failing blocks. So when we use this kind of blocks, we should use the webhooks. So when we use the webhook with the even with GitHub as well, SonarQube as well, immediate instant response we are going to get. Review and gradually tighten quality gates condition as your team matures. So mainly we are going to quality gates based upon the quality team, how we are going to use, what and the percentage we have to take care. We have to check with the team. So common mistakes: installing SonarQube on the same undersized instance as Jenkins. So it will cause the memory issues. So that's why we have to use a separate server for that with a more than 4 GB RAM. Forgetting VM max map count resulting in SonarQube refusing to start. So this one we have already configured with a SonarQube installation type. So we have to make sure the count should be high. Never configuring the SonarQube Jenkins webhook causing the timeout. So we have to configure the webhooks, otherwise it's going to get the timeout for quality gate configurations. Treating the quality gate as advisory and manually rerunning and ignoring failures instead of the fixing. So we always treat the quality gate as a primary. We should ignore them. We should fix the issues before going to proceed further whenever quality gate failed. So this one we have already discussed, right? Max map count, it should be more than 65530, and otherwise it's going to fail. And MVN sonar fails with not authorized, then it will be incorrect token. So we have to generate the SonarQube token and we have to find out. Same. We have whatever discussed quality gates, and quality gate always shows past even obvious issues. Like if the wrong project key used, then it will be showing as a past even if there is some issues. That's why we have to make sure all the project key, everything we have configured with a form.xml file and SonarQube. These are the interview questions which you can learn SonarQube. In the real time, we use SonarQube, but interview you'll get very less questions in the SonarQube. But you should understand how to integrate and what is the default port and what is the commands we are going to execute to deploy into the SonarQube. These are the main parts, the SonarQube and Jenkins integration. So that's it. It is already time up. Tomcat deployment we will discuss in the next class. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about Tomcat integration and then Jenkins distributed builds. It is nothing but master slave architecture. We have already discussed two types of agent creation. Again, I am going to explain the rest of the types of agent creation with Linux and Windows as well. Then we will proceed further like backup, security, logs. Then the final we are going to discuss all the integration complete end to end whatever we have done till now, like whatever we have integrated: Git, Maven, Docker, then SonarQube, then Tomcat, then notification. So all these we are going to write in one particular Jenkins file, and we will try to figure out the issue. We are going to mainly working on the troubleshooting. We will face the issues in between, but how to troubleshoot and fix them, that is the main main agenda of our training. So whenever we get some issues, we should be fix them. Then only we can learn a lot. These are the 5 stages, 6 stages which we are going to use. If you get the interview question, you should answer them. These are the mandatory stages which we use in our real-time project. And also you can mention how we are going to use them. I think Dilip, you have already attended interview, right? Same, you can answer the stages by using, this is a method we use. After Docker registry push, we are going to deploy into the Tomcat as well, and then notification. So we are going to use the Docker and Tomcat in the different projects as well. One project we use the Docker, but another one we are going to use the Tomcat instead of Docker. How we are going to use that we will see in the next class. That's it for today. You can go through the video in the YouTube so you can learn while practicing. Thank you.